Hey again, guys. Welcome back. This is a late night chat, and let me start off first by saying I love the internet. There's so many ways to find such unique, mind-expanding things, whether it be for comedy's sake, entertainment's sake, or just sheer learning out of curiosity's sake. I'm making this video tonight because over the past 2 days I've been enamored with something that I learned from watching an episode of Game Grumps. Now, for those of you who don't know, Game Grumps is a guy, John Jafari and Aaron Hansen, JonTron and Egoraptor, as they're also known, and they just play video games. That's all they do, and they do commentary over it. Well, their newest one that they've been doing is Aladdin. And in their third episode of the Aladdin series, as you watch, Aaron says something about the Aladdin theory. And John's like, what is that? And he goes, well, it's a theory that Aladdin is actually taking place in a post-apocalyptic world where only like Arabic has really sustained the test of time. That just really, I was like, what is that about? So I had to look into it. There's actually something else he mentions in the video, but I'm going to save that one for the last one that I really started diving into. You can think of this as a top 5 list, if you will, but really it's just some of the craziest and wackiest theories that I've happened to come across while looking through the internet after learning about the Aladdin theory. One of the things I came into was Pokemon. There was something I ran across, just happened to look through, and there were quite a bit that I saw. Something about, excuse me, something about Lavender Town, a couple of things here or there, but one that really kind of stood out to me was, I guess there's an episode in Pokemon when Ash is riding a bicycle and he gets hit by a bolt of lightning. Well, wow, the theory, excuse me, guys. The theory says that when he got hit with the bolt of lightning, he was taken to the hospital, and he was put, well, he wasn't even put, he just fell into a coma. So the whole rest of the series is nothing more than his dream state. That's it. It's just him imagining stuff that he would have hoped to have happened in his life. Kind of interesting, kind of spooky, kind of interesting at the same time. That was one of them. Another one that I found was Super Mario Brothers 3 in particular. Apparently, the theory goes that because of the way the landscape is, with like the level having these white blocks suspended in the air, and you see them bolted into the background, causing shadows to a backdrop, and when you reach the end of the level, it looks like, you know, a curtain type-esque thing. And from the way the screen or the game opens when the curtain, you know, raises up and all that stuff, the theory is that Super Mario Bros. 3 did not happen. Instead, it was just a play. It was a play put on by, I guess, the Mushroom Kingdom, and Mario was never in any real danger. I know. I know. And we keep diving more into it. I'm digging this. I love reading unique and different stuff like this, so I come across one very peculiar, and what I love about the theories is that some people look at it as, oh, people just don't have, they have too much time on their hands and they're just crazy. I don't really view it as that. I view it as they are able to tap into a part of their mind that, you know, I can't even get into. I would love to be able to theorize something like this. It's really clever how they can mold, you know, certain things and make it seem legitimate. Whether it's true or false, that's left up to you. And I'm not saying I believe any of these theories, I'm just saying they're here. But, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We all know the song, we all know the opening credits. Well, when you read the theory, it goes that Will was playing basketball out on a park somewhere, and when those guys who were up to no good came up and started making trouble, the theory is they killed him. They killed Will, and the taxi cab driver, who is in a rare car, turns out to be God, who drives him to heaven, which is Philly, where he then lives out and helps to get through emotional stuff with his uncle and cousins and all that stuff. Now, you may say, well, what about his parents? They come up in the show every once in a while. Well, they thought of that. He sees his parents when they come to visit his grave. It's crazy, I know. It's something interesting to look into. Now, I've saved the best for last. Now, whether it's the best or really kind of the worst, I guess, it's kind of all up to you. But, in the same episode of Game Grumps, after they discussed the Aladdin theory for a second, they then mentioned something about the Rugrat theory. So I go and look into the Rugrat theory. And I came to a website called Creepypasta. Creepypasta is apparently a site devoted to scary stories, urban legends, myths, stuff like that. And they have a lot of stuff that you can read. You can find some stuff on YouTube and somebody will actually read them, aloud to you and stuff. So it's worth a look. But the Rugrat theory. The Rugrat theory says that the entire show, the babies, Tommy, Chucky, Phil, and Will, were all in Angelica's imagination. She completely made them up. Tommy apparently was born, but he was born stillborn, and he died. And that is why his dad is constantly downstairs making toys for the son that he wished he, could have had. It's his way of coping. Phil and Lil, apparently their parents had an abortion, and Angelica never figured out whether it was supposed to be a boy or a girl, so they became twins. And Chucky, I don't really know how they say Chucky was created, other than the fact that his mom was killed or something. I don't know. Chucky's kind of left up in the air, I guess. Or I didn't read good enough. Who knows? But, anyway. It gets creepier. It gets worse. Angelica apparently develops like some sort of schizophrenic personality traits, and apparently the woman who's her mom is actually her stepmom, so she starts idolizing and staying and trying to get to be like her, so that's why she becomes like really mean and angry and rude and stuff. But her doll, Cynthia, the way it's all jagged and messed up looking and tattered hair and ugly fucking dress, the doll is a representation of what she remembers her mom being. Her real mom. So, she was a crack baby. It's really dark stuff. And then Dill was actually born. We all know Dill Pickles. He actually is born. And Angelica, having been through so much, she can't separate what's real versus what's fake. So one day, when Dill is crying, she hits him, telling him to shut up and go away. And it usually works with the rest of the kids. But Dill doesn't disappear, so she just keeps hitting him and hitting him. Which, it tries to explain why in the All Grown Up series, Dill is kind of, I guess, retarded in a way or something. And Angelica still carries on these delusions of her friends having grown up with her. And another character, Susie, her black friend, she is real too. Susie actually somewhat like helps engage Angelica. She doesn't really ever tell her, look, you're kind of fucking crazy, none of these people are real. She just goes along with the ride. But then here comes the weird, even, I don't know, I don't understand this part, where it says Susie winds up, or when the show is canceled, that's when Angelica dies. And Susie wound up growing up, getting a job at Nickelodeon, and creating the show called Rugrats. Fuck if I know, that's one of the weirdest damn things I've ever heard. That's not everything I've found when it comes to strange theories and gaming and television and movies, all that stuff. But those are some of the weirdest and creepiest ones I found so far. If you found this interesting, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about these, what you know on your own, whether you believe them, whether you don't. Do you have any evidence to disprove or reassure anything that I've ever said tonight? So, thanks guys for hanging out with me tonight. This has been a late night chat. Catch you next time.